Welcome back to Straight Outta Weston, Weston-super-Mare's #1 podcast. Today, I've got a fantastic guest. You guys are going to know this guy, super famous, I reckon, around Weston, very well known. Can we have a round of applause for Steve Mitchell?
I can hear them. I can hear them out. They're cheering and everything. Come on, Oakley. That's it. Nice one. Cheers, buddy. An audience of two.
That's it. I'll put some extra sounds in so it sounds like there's loads of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a huge behind the camera. We've got an audience.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Especially you, troublemaker. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
No worries. It's a pleasure, mate. Thank you for having me.
You have been on my guest radar for a bit, and when I managed to get hold of you and have a chat with you, I was like, as soon as I can, I need to grab him in before he starts going off on tours. And
have I hopped the priority list?
Pretty much, yeah.
Sorry, anybody else?
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, the people I had to. Can we do it next month?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got you in, and
yeah.
I'd love to ask you a few questions.
Absolutely,
if you're up for
mate.
that.
Yeah.
Before you was in the Leylines, you was in a band called Evanfly.
That's correct. Yeah.
So, what was the biggest lesson you took from being with Evanfly to Leylines?
I think, we had some great times with Evanfly, really, really good times. We were called Slider before that, and then went to Evanfly. And we had some great gigs. We played T4 on the beach. We were the only unsigned band to ever play that.
Oh, nice.
Of course, Glastonbury, some really, really good times. I think the biggest lesson I took from Evanfly, obviously it was all original songs as well, which was great. But I think with Evanfly, we were, I want to say, a big fish in a small pond. So we were very, very well known in Weston-super-Mare, which is great. It's my hometown, and it was, we were honoured to be so well known. And, we'd come back from gigs from far away and walk straight into the nightclubs and get drinks and stuff. Nice. It was pretty cool at the time. But yeah, we were, I think, personally, my aspirations went a lot wider, and I think, yeah, we were a big fish in a small pond, and I think with the Leylines, it was kind of, it doesn't need to be Somerset centric, if you like. It's I want to travel, I want to go, all over the country. So with the Leylines now, we play venues from Newcastle, Glasgow, all the way down to Penzance and St Ives, Falmouth, so and everywhere in between. Whereas with Evanfly, we didn't really do that. We did travel a little bit, but nothing like what we're doing with the Leylines. So I think that's the biggest thing that I took from it was, and of course I learnt a lot. Being in Evanfly, I learnt my trade, and we had a great management team, and we played lots of festivals with some big name acts. So it gave us the experience of walking out on stage in front of thousands of people. But I think that was the biggest thing. Yeah, I wanted to be a festival band, whereas Evanfly was more like a mod indie sort of band. Oh, okay. And of course, it was, you had Oasis, Stone Roses, that kind of stuff out as well at the time. And I think maybe I think we should have done better, and we should have pushed harder, but we didn't. So, yeah, so that was the thing. With the Leylines, it was like, right, I want to specifically be a festival band, and I want to play festivals all around the country.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I know obviously you play in a band, but you're also a motivational speaker.
I am,
Is
indeed.
Is that a good way of putting it? Is that?
So, motivational speaker and life transformation expert. Yeah, so I help people to transform their lives from wherever they are now to become the absolute best version of themselves. So, nice. But in doing that, yeah, motivational speaking. So I will get up in front of crowds and audiences and take them through my 7-step program and help them to ask questions that can help them to transform their lives, basically, yeah.
So was there a point in your life where obviously you had a lot of negativity around you, and was there a point where you went, hold on a sec, we need to get rid of that negative vibes?
It's called alcohol, Ant.
Is it?
It was called alcohol. Listen, I'm a proper council estate boy. I was born and raised on the Bourneville. And I've also lived on the Old Mixon and the Coronation. I've lived in South Ward. I've lived in Shrubbery up by South Road. I've lived in South Road. So I've pretty much covered the central area of Weston pretty well. But growing up on the Bourneville, on the council estates, it wasn't an easy life. And, you know. And I travelled around a lot with my mum as well. So I was always going to new places, meeting new people, trying to fit in, trying to build new friendship groups. So that was always quite hard. But with regards to the motivational speaking and stuff, 8 years ago, so New Year's Eve 2016, I was a borderline alcoholic, basically. Really? And I don't know what an alcoholic actually is, but I know that I was getting close.
Yeah.
In the way that I would never drink during the week, but at weekends, literally would hammer it. And I'd drink a litre of Jack Daniels while I was doing a 2-hour gig. My drink was a Godfather, which was a double Di Serono, double Jack Daniels, and a small bit of Coke. Wow. And I would normally drink 2 of those to somebody's pint. And I'm not proud of this, but it gives you the context. And I was always the last one to leave the party. I was always like fear of missing out. And 2016, New Year's Eve, I was drinking with my brother-in-law. We were drinking tequila slammers, Goldschlager, all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I woke up the next day and I was sick. And I'm just like, I'm so done with this. I'm so done with it. And by my own standards, I was overweight. I was certainly unfit. I wasn't happy. And it was just, and this had come from an event that had happened a couple of weeks previous. The Leylines did our Christmas gig that we normally do. It was in the Imperial. And I think we got there at 3:00 on the Friday. And I think I got home at 10:00 Sunday. And again, I'm not proud of it, mate, but it was just where I was at the time. Yeah. Sorry, I've got a twitch in my eye.
It's the excitement of coming onto this podcast.
Of course, mate, yeah. It's like, how you doing? How you doing?
We're doing fine.
And again, I'm not proud of it, but I'm going to tell people because hopefully it might help somebody. But my daughter and my son-in-law found me in a doorway on the Sunday night. I was completely out of it. I was covered in my own blood where I'd fallen over and hit my face. And, you know, my wife said to me, you can't do this. It's either me or the band.
Yeah.
And I said to her, obviously, there's a no-brainer. I'm always going to choose you, but please give me the chance to prove to you that I can be in the band and not drink. So I never literally said I'm going to stop drinking forever. It was a slow process.
Right. Yeah.
But I think somewhere back here in the unconscious, I knew that it was time to like start reining it in.
Yeah.
So like I say, that was the following couple of weeks. I did have a drink on Boxing Day, and then I had a drink New Year's Eve. Woke up New Year's Day, and I said, right, I'm going to do Dry January. Yeah. Not for charity or anything like that, just to see if I can do it myself. Yeah. And I smashed it because we don't do any gigs in January. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. And I never used to drink at home. Yeah. So it was easy work. And then we had a tour in February, March and April, and I thought, right, if I can get through a tour without having one drink, that's a really good place to be, because that's my proof to Donna that I can be in a band and I can, control myself sort of thing. And the band were amazing. They were absolutely phenomenal. I said to them, guys, I'm not drinking on this tour. So if somebody asks me, or just don't question it, just go with it.
Yeah.
And they were phenomenal. So I spent the whole tour drinking honey, lemon and ginger and water.
Oh, wow.
And I got to the end of that and I thought, this is pretty awesome. I've had some great times. I've still been sat with people at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, chewing the fat. They've all been absolutely hammered. I woke up completely sober. I like this. This is good. And then we had Glastonbury, and we had 4 gigs at Glastonbury. And I thought, if I can get a Glastonbury festival, do 4 gigs and get through the whole weekend without doing anything at all, I've smashed it.
Yeah.
And I can remember the exact moment that the switch flicked in my head. I was stood with Dave, my drummer. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. We were watching a band or DJ, and I had a can of Coke in my hand, and he turned around and he looked at me, he went, mate, have you got a bleeper? He went, mate, how the are you doing that? I said, what do you mean? He went, how are you doing it? He said, like, we're at Glastonbury Festival. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. He said, I'm absolutely, there's a fart.
Yeah.
He said, you're stood there with a can of Coke. And it was that moment. And I thought, I've done this.
I've cracked it.
I'm never drinking again.
Yeah.
I am never ever touching a drop of alcohol. And it was like an epiphany. Whoa!
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was it. And I couldn't wait to get home and tell Donna. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. Yeah. So yeah, that was a massive. I think I probably went off on a massive tangent there, Ant. But
that's fine.
But yeah, so alcohol, I would say, throughout my life has probably been the biggest negative thing. But don't get me wrong, mate. I've got some great memories of some great parties.
Yeah.
Some not so great hazy memories, but yeah, I would say, looking back through my life, anything bad, negative, or anything that I need to feel guilty about has always been based around alcohol. So giving up alcohol 8 years ago is the best thing I've ever done.
What's been the most surreal or emotional moment on stage? Any what really, like one moment, what stands out?
I think probably emotional. I mean, I get emotional quite a lot anyway, because the songs that I write are about quite, meaningful things to me. But I would say 2 years ago now, I think, we played at a festival called Appfest in Somerset. A good couple of thousand people, Gloucester, a good couple of thousand people in front of us, I think 2,000-3,000 people. And I brought my grandson out onto the stage, Oscar.
Oh.
So he's my oldest grandson, he's 11 years old. And he'd been asking me about festivals and he wanted to come with me. And I said, yeah, no problem at all. So we were stood at the back and we finished with a song called Sat in a Field, which is kind of our festival anthem. And I brought him out to the front of the stage and I went, right, this is my grandson, Oscar. Cue the gasps. They were like, what, grandson? I was like, I said, say hello, Oscar. And he was like, hi, everybody. He's just like a rabbit in the headlights.
Yeah, you would be, wouldn't you?
And then we sang the song and he was there dancing next to me. And I just thought, this is a moment. He's never going to forget this for the rest of his life. So yeah, I think that's probably one of the most emotional moments. But again, like I say, we play some songs. Like I said, that I've written about times in my life, people in my life, and so it's all emotional, man. It's all. I think if you're going to do a gig, you have to be fully invested in it, and if you're not, don't do it. And that means. So I've got a song called My Own Worst Enemy. One of the first songs I ever wrote when I left the army. I wrote it with somebody else. He did the guitar and I did the words and the melody. And I still play that song to this day. And it reminds me of where I was when I wrote that song, which was really low, really low. Okay. Just out of the army, hated everybody, angry young man. And now my life is absolutely amazing. So I like singing the song because it reminds me of the journey that I've been on and the hill that I've climbed. And yeah, so every single time I play that song, I got goose pimples thinking about it. It's emotional because it's me, and I'm laying my heart out on the line for people to hear and understand.
Must be, like you say, you was at a point where you was rock bottom, and then the next thing you're singing this song what you've wrote to thousands of people. It must be, and
having people come to you afterwards and saying, "I know exactly what you mean." Yeah, it's like you wrote that song for me. Yeah, mate, that is phenomenal when that happens. And going back to Evanfly, I still know people now that they're together, they're married, more than one couple, as a consequence of Evanfly. They met at one of our gigs, or one of the songs. So a lady, remember, she came up to me, she said, that specific song has given me the strength to leave an abusive relationship, which was phenomenal. She came to another gig and met her husband. They're still married now.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's just like, that's one of so many. And it's like, you can't pay me enough for that. Do you know what I mean? Brilliant. That's like the emotion behind that is phenomenal. And there's many stories like that,
What's a fan's interaction and message that has stuck with you the most?
There's a few, really, Ant. I'm always blown away when people get tattoos.
All right.
Of either your band logo or lyrics. And it's mental when someone comes up to you and thrusts their forearm and you've got your lyrics on there. One of them, there's a guy called Simon Warren, his daughter Ella is a big fan of the band, and I used to do a thing like Noel Gallagher. All right, let's have it.
Yeah.
So I used to say to people, ladies and gentlemen, we are the Leylines from Weston-super-Mare. Let's have it. He came up to us one day at a gig and he went, look at that. And it said, the Leylines, let's have it.
Oh, brilliant.
And he had it tattooed on his forearm. And I was like, mate, that is insane. And then, like back patches with Take the Time to Wander.
That's cool.
It's amazing, that people do it. I find it phenomenal. But also as well, interactions. We've had quite a lot of, there's one young lady called Amber. We had a moment and it was just insane. Amber was deaf until she was 9 years old. The first piece of music she heard was a Leylines song.
Wow.
And her parents wrote to us and told us that, and she was a massive fan. So of course we said, bring her to a gig. We took her backstage. We made a really, really big thing of it. Yeah. We're still friends with her now. We still, she still comes to the gig. She's 18 now, I think. So that's, she's been following us for quite a while. And then there was one as well. We were asked to go. We were on tour. And there was a young lad, terminal cancer. He was only about 8 or 9 again, I think. And we were asked if we would go and play some music in his, what's it called? End of life care. So they had this building at the back of their house where he was there. Oh, get a bit emotional thinking about it. Yes. And we went there and I held him. He was tiny, literally tiny. And we had a photo with him and stuff, and it was just like seeing the joy on his face when we did an acoustic set for him. So communicate, he was non-verbal, but you could tell, like little smile on his face, you could tell that he was into it. And it was such a humbling thing to be asked to do that and be able to do it, because it was literally, we were going from one venue to another, so it was on the tour. And he did pass away a couple of weeks later, which was really, really sad. But the fact that we had the opportunity to do that, I mean, that's, music for me has opened many, many doors. It's changed. I'm not a millionaire from music. It's paid my mortgage a couple of times and my car and stuff like that. And I've done okay out of music through the years. But it's stuff like that. And getting letters from people, saying how we've changed their lives and thank you so much for taking the time to do this message or that message. Yeah. Like you say, mate, communicating between people. Music is a vehicle. But when you get to touch people's lives that closely, man, it's very, very humbling. Very humbling.
That's such a good story.
Yeah. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. It was very, very heart-wrenching, obviously. But yeah, I'm so glad we did that. So glad.
That's fantastic. So looking ahead, personally, obviously with your motivational speaking and the Leylines, what's in the pipeline?
So the Leylines, I'll start with that. We've just finished our 3rd album.
Have you?
Which is, so all the recording's done now. We've been recording with a guy called Joe Marsh, who's absolutely phenomenal. All the tracks are finished now. All the instruments are laid down. All the vocals are done, backing vocals. Everything's done now. So the next point is mixing and then mastering. We're looking to release it at mid to late summer, I think. I'll probably get told off for that.
Don't say a day.
It's summertime at some point. Well, it has to be before the album tour that we're doing. So we're doing a tour at the end of September through October, start of November. And again, we're travelling all around the country from Newcastle down to Cornwall. Excuse me. I'm not getting emotional. I've just been drinking Coke. So the Leylines, it's looking exciting. We've got loads of festivals lined up. We're going back to Godney Gathering this year, which is always a brilliant gig. We've got one very close to Weston. I'm not allowed to say anything yet because the contract hasn't been signed. But we have got a nice big one near Weston. We're doing, I don't think we're doing Glastonbury again this year. That's another thing. Everybody always like, are you doing Glastonbury? Are you doing Glastonbury? It's like, trust me, the benchmark for a successful band is not Glastonbury. People say they automatically think that because you're in a band, have you done Glastonbury? It's like, we've done some grassroots festivals that literally blows Glastonbury out of the water.
Really?
It's cool to play Glastonbury, don't get me wrong, we've done it lots and lots of times, but we've played some other crazy gigs that just, Glastonbury pales into insignificance. So it's not the benchmark. But yeah, so we've got a lovely festival season lined up. We've got the tour. And I personally think, and I hope the band would agree with me, that this album is definitely the best one we've done so far. I'm not just saying nice little plug there. I'm not saying it. I think it is. Musically, production-wise, just the quality, just everything. I think this is the best one we've ever done. So, but again, like I said to you earlier, mate, I'm not, if someone said to me, do you want to do music full-time and stop everything else? No, I wouldn't. I like the balance that we've got in the band. I love going to play the festivals we play, the venues we play all around the country. It's amazing. But I love my life, and I wouldn't trade that. Even if someone, it's easy to say this now, but if someone said, do you want to go on a world tour and we'll give you £1 million, I'd still be hard pushed because I've got my perfect balance in life.
It's all about that balance, isn't it? And it's, you don't want to be a musician full time because then it becomes a job, and it kind of
I don't work in a band, I play in a band. I don't work an instrument, I play an instrument. And it's not my job. And I love it, and I love it that way. Sometimes it's a grind when you're getting in a van. We've got an okay van, but it's still a van, and you're travelling 5-6 hours up the motorway on a Friday to turn up to a venue literally 10 minutes before you're due to go on, to go in, do the gig, have a great time, and then get back in the van and travel back and get home at 4 or 5 in the morning, because sometimes we have to do that. That feels like work. That feels like work. But then again, sometimes we'll go up, we'll do a gig on a Friday, stay in an Airbnb or a hotel, carry on further up and do a gig on a Saturday, Airbnb, hotel, further up again, Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday, and then travel all the way home on the Sunday.
Right.
So on the tour coming up, we've got Sheffield, Hull, and then Newcastle. So it'll be Sheffield Thursday, all the way up and then back down. So that does feel like work sometimes. But and especially when you can't drown yourself in alcohol to sleep it through. So that's that. And so I've got a program called Release the Best You. It's a 7-step program to help people to go from where they are right now to their absolute best. Most people have some sort of negative thoughts, feelings, emotions that are holding them back, limiting beliefs, low self-esteem. And I've worked with some really affluent people, so multi-millionaires, entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs. I've also worked with ex-service personnel. I've worked with ex-policemen, firemen, nurses, policewomen. It doesn't matter who you are. The program that I've devised is based on my own experience, by the way. Over the last 10 years on my journey of giving up alcohol, and through my previous life as a soldier, all that kind of stuff. I've put it all together. I've got a book coming out again sometime, at some point. The book's coming out. But at the moment, I go and give presentations to corporations, universities, healing weekends, festivals, anything really. And so basically I work with people one-to-one. So they can either come, I do a therapy and nature day on my small holding out in Somerset. So they'll come there for a day and we do a whole day of therapy. They get to meet the animals. And it's just a really nice experience. Or they can take the full course, which is 10 weeks, and they work one-to-one with me over the 10 weeks. They take the 7 steps of the program, and they release the best version of themselves. And I help them to sort of get out of their own way, because most people they're just bimbling through life. And I mean that with respect, but most people wake up, here's a cliche, but most people get up, they leave the place that they love and the family that they love. Most people go somewhere where they don't want to go to. They do a job that they really don't like, normally for a boss who they really don't like, for not enough money to pay their bills. Then they go home, they drown their sorrows, they get up the next day and they do it again.
It's just a circle.
And they're just stuck on the wheel. And and there's more to life than that, obviously. But most people can't see a way out of it. They think they're stuck. And I had a conversation with my mum and dad yesterday or the day before. And we were talking about things. And my dad said, if I had this and I had that, I would do this. I was like, there's 2 ways of looking at it. It's, if I had, I would. Or, how can I? Because I will. Do you know what I mean? And the exact situation that he was telling me about, I'm like, Dad, why are you saying if I had this, I would do this? you have the ability to do that, and I can help you do it. We can facilitate that. You just need to want to do it. And his eyes were like, really? Can we do it? And I'm like, of course we can. I can help you to do that. Yet 2 minutes ago, he was thinking, I need to win the lottery, or I need to do. And it's like, no, don't ask yourself, or don't tell yourself, if only I could, then I would. And ask yourself, how can I make it happen? Yeah, because most people can. So I'm excited about that. I've got lots of podcasts lined up. I've got lots of presentations. I've got clients lined up. So yeah, it's really exciting. But the thing is, mate, my life, again, Captain Cliche, I call myself. They say that variety is the spice of life. Yes. Mine's a Vindaloo, mate. Yeah. Mine is a Vindaloo. Between me and my wife, we run a doggy daycare centre, a grooming salon. We do overnight boarding. I do solo gigs, duo gigs, trio gigs, full band gigs, covers gigs. I also do the motivational speaking. I do client work as well. Yeah. We've got 4 grandchildren. We've got 8 alpacas, 7 sheep, 2 peacocks, 2 cooney pigs, 15 chickens, 2 cockerels, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and they all live on our little small holding with us. So I'm busy, man. I was going to say, how have you got time to come here and do this chat? It's Sunday, mate. It's Sunday. So all the animals are tucked up in bed. I need to come and have a look at this small holding. Yeah, mate. Come as soon as you said pigs and alpacas, I'm like, yeah, you're welcome anytime, mate. Do you walk the alpacas around? Do. Yeah. Silly question. Do you have them on like a lead? Yeah, like on a lead. Dog? Yeah. But this is the thing, though, mate. Look, going back, we've been out there 5 years, and do you know what? It shouldn't have worked, but it did. And literally, what I've just said there. Yeah. My oldest daughter got married, had kids, and moved out, and then my youngest daughter said, "Right, Dad, me and Luke have found a house. We're moving out." So me and Donna were in Adicott Road at the time, and a 4-bedroom house, semi-detached, in a road where all the kids were growing up, cars were. It's just more. It was just, it was enclosing sort of thing. Pressure cooker almost. Yeah. And so Donna was like, "Let's get out of here. Let's move on." Yeah. And that brings me on to another note, which I'll tell you in a minute. But it was like we didn't find where we live; it found us. Really? We when you go on Rightmove or Zoopla or whatever, other estate agents things are available. We went on there, and Donna was like, "I want a bit of land." Mate, we're going to have to do a part 2 because I could do so much with that. We're definitely going to do a part 2. But Donna was like, I want a bit of land, and we do vision boards. So you know what a vision board is? Yeah. So we do vision boards, and Donna put land on her vision board, and it's like with vision boards, you can't just expect the magic to happen. You've got to make sure you keep it in your mind and work towards it. So we found this piece of, we found a bungalow, a piece of land, and if I'm honest with you, Ant, the mortgage where we live now was 5 times more than where we were in Adicott Road. Really? But the potential to make income was 10 times more. Oh, right, yeah. So that was the thing. It was like, and this goes back to what I'm saying. It's like, if we could do this, we could do that. It's like, no, how do we make it happen? And I remember the first day we got there, we were literally stood in the garden, grass was up here, barn was derelict, all the stables were derelict, the house had been stuck in 1950, and we just stood there thinking, where do we start? But what have we done? Yeah, but we had the opportunity because we'd made it happen, and it's like, okay, shit, it's just got real. Yeah. We're going to have to deal with it. And now, 5 years later, we've got a very successful business. My daughter's built a house on our land. She lives there now with our 4 grandchildren, her husband. So again, it's like, we made it happen. It could have gone wrong so many times, but we made it happen. Yeah. So determination as well, I think. Yeah. You've got that drive, because it's easy to go, I want this, I want that, but never get off your backside and do anything about it. It's that, get up, let's get motivated, let's make it happen. Yeah. A journey of, here's another cliche for you, mate. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one small step. And that was it. It was like, right, okay, we know what the end dream is. We know what we're working towards, and a dream is only a dream if there's no goals. Right. So what we did was we got there and like, right, okay, we're here. That's the first step. Okay, let's make sure we got... And also as well, COVID, man. COVID was a crazy time. Yeah. It was a crazy time, man. And I don't like saying this, but I say it all the time. COVID was the best thing that could have happened to us personally. Now, I say that very tentatively because I know it affected a lot of people. Yeah. And I know lots of people lost loved ones, and obviously I have empathy for that as well. But for us, it was kind of like, Oh, by the way, I recommend don't ever buy or sell a house during a pandemic. Mate, it's insane. But we did, and because we'd already started the process before.
Okay.
But to cut a very long story short, it was almost like, and I believe in the universe. Me and my wife, we believe heavily in the universe and law of attraction, that kind of stuff. And it was almost like the universe pressed pause on life. Because we got there, we'd sold our other house, we had money in the bank.
Yeah.
I couldn't do any gigs, so we had time. And through my life, I've been a plasterer, an electrician's mate, a carpenter's mate, a tiler's mate,
chef.
You know what I mean? I've done so much stuff through my life that I now had the money, the time, and the skill.
Yeah.
So it was almost like the universe went, right, I'm just going to pause the world just for you, Steve-O. Get in there, get it done. Yeah. And I was in there, like I was out there 5:30, 6 in the morning, in the snow, in the rain. Wow. I was out there 10, 11 o'clock with a head torch on, building, timber frame walls and stuff like that. And I promise you, mate, I've done so well for not swearing through this. I was going to say, I kid you not. Literally, I turned around to Donna and I was like, we're good to go. We're good to go. Office is finished. The doggy daycare's finished. We're good to go. 3 days later, the government lifted lockdown. And it was like, that was bizarre. Yeah. That was really, really bizarre how that all happened. So,
timing.
But again, it goes back to having that self-belief, having that, the drive, the passion, and making it happen, not waiting for somebody else. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, this goes on to another thing as well, is like, we live in a crazy world at the moment where people, I don't know if it's just Western or if it's the country as a whole, but people always see the negative in things. Yeah. It's very rare. Like, so for us, for example, when we first moved to our old house, we drove a Mercedes, we got 2 Rottweilers, and we come from the Bourneville estate. Yeah. And we'd managed to elevate ourselves to a 4-bedroom house on the south side. They must be drug dealers.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, come on, seriously? Yeah. Do you not see me leaving the house at 6 o'clock in the morning with my plastering gear on and then coming back from the restaurant at 11 o'clock at night where I've been cooking? But it's like, and then you've got a nice house, you're they must have won the lottery or they must be tax dodgers or whatever it is. Like, it's called hard work and determination. Yeah,
it seems like people, rather than going, they've done well for themselves, pat them on the back, it's, I bet they were given that. Or, I totally get what you're saying. It's funny when...
Mummy and daddy's money. Or,
someone's died and left them money. Like, no, these people have grafted and done it themselves.
We made a conscious decision that we have 4 grandchildren. Well, we didn't have 4 at the time, but the conscious decision was we need to create a lasting legacy for our grandchildren. I want to be remembered by them when I'm gone. Yeah. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to build something that I can pass down to them.
Yeah, that's really good.
But again, it's like, I've been in the gym quite a lot. Over the last year, I lost 3 stone and then I put some weight back on, but it's muscle mass now. And my driving factor was by the time I was 50 in January, I wanted to be fitter, stronger and healthier than I have been at any point since I left the army. So I buckled down. I gave up eating sugar. I gave up eating carbs. I trained and I've been doing it for about a year now. And on my 50th birthday, I had a photo taken. I thought I look awesome. And my trainer, Kieran's like, mate, you are absolutely smashing it. So the rumour, someone was like, yeah, he must be on steroids.
Yeah, obviously.
It's like, what? I'm 50 years old with high blood pressure. Do you really think I'm going to start taking steroids now? Yeah. But because I work, they don't see me in the gym 5 days a week. They don't see me skipping all these nice meals because I'm on a meal plan. Yeah. And it's like, guys, why can't people, if I see somebody doing well, I applaud them and I'm happy for them and I want to see them succeed.
You're like, fair play, mate. You've worked for that.
Yeah. And, credit where credit's due. So it's a bit of a... Yeah, it's a bit of a crazy time, isn't it? With everything that's going on in the world, I just think everybody should support each other and hold each other up as opposed to trying to put negatives on people, Yeah. The world would be a much better place, wouldn't it, buddy?
Stop slagging Western off.
Yes, it's amazing. This is why we all come back here. Exactly. Well, sometimes. Yeah. Mate, and the other thing as well, we touched on this earlier, mate. I literally said to you, for somebody that comes from Lancashire doing all this for Weston-super-Mare, it's phenomenal, mate. It is phenomenal. the stuff that you do, and I remember the first time I saw you, it was the carnival. We were opposite the Imperial in the marquee thing, and you were down in front of us. And I said to my wife and my grandson, I was like, "That's Weston-super-Mare guy, that is," because you were doing some filming there, like, you know. And like I say, considering you're not, you know, from
northern roots,
yeah, I think it's amazing what you're doing, mate, and highlighting the businesses and the local people. So yeah, fair play, mate. On that note of what I just said, keep doing it, mate. It's phenomenal. I'm
definitely going to keep doing it, because as long as there's haters out there hating on Weston,
haters hate.
I'm going to fight you guys.
I will find you.
I'm going to make Weston the best seaside town.
Yes, mate. Well, it already is. You're just shouting about it now, aren't you? Which is amazing.
But, but no, it's been fantastic speaking to buddy. You. And are you up for a challenge?
I'm always up for a challenge, mate. Yeah.
Okay, I've got an idea. Are you up for it?
Is it going to hurt?
It's not going to hurt you, no.
Oh, it's not going to hurt me? No. I'm up for it.
Right,
I'm up for it.
Let's do it. Keep watching, and we're going to go.
Ooh.
So we are at Activity Dome. We're here. If you've never been to Activity Dome, they've got a rage room. Interactive doors. Rage cage, airsoft, crossbows,
axes,
axe throwing, knife throwing. They've got everything all under one roof. Pottery as well, paint mayhem. There is so much things like so many things to do here. You could literally spend all day. But we're here for a bit of axe throwing.
We're getting ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Easy for you to say. I'm going to set Steve the challenge of 3 throws.
Okay.
3 throws. You've got to get a bullseye. I will let you have a few practice shots because you say you haven't done the... I reckon he has.
I've never done it before. I promise you, never ever done it. I've shot rifles, thrown grenades and all that stuff, but never thrown an axe before.
So I'm going to let you have 3 practice throws, and then we're going to do 3 actual throws. If you get a bullseye, not only do you get your picture on the wall of fame here at Activity Dome.
I get a bullseye during the 3 practice throws. Does that count?
Do you know what? Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. And not only will you get your photo on the wall of fame, you'll win this.
Ah, here it comes, that.
Straight Outta Weston tote bag. Let me model this.
You wear it well. That's it. Jump.
You know, you're walking down the road, you go, yeah, I've got my stuff in my Straight Outta Weston tote bag. Also,
the special prize.
Straight Outta Weston mug. Check it out in all its glory. Absolute belter, good size, ideal for a perfect brewing morning.
That will take pride of place in my shed.
We haven't won it yet.
I will.
Jumping the gun, innit? Anyway, let's get to axe throwing and see what it's like. But massive thank you to Frank and the team at Activity Dome for letting us come in and doing this. So let's do it. So we are in the axe throwing area. He's got his first one. I'm going to stand
Can
well.
I take this to the rage room? That'll be good.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
First one. Okay. Come on!
He's done this before.
I swear.
How do you get a bullseye on your first?
I mean, I could probably get. I think I can get more in the middle.
You want to get?
I mean, it is in there.
It's definitely a bullseye.
I think I can get more.
Beginner's luck, innit?
Let's have a go.
Right, let's get more of a bullseye, Ben. So you want to try and get more middle.
Here we go. I think I found my new job.
I think you found it, yeah.
So that's even better.
That is a better bullseye. That's
that's definitely
that. Yeah.
Right, shall we? There's a knack to it. I think it's the. Sorry, I should be doing it that way. So it's the flick on the bottom. Just you let go, I think. Right. Well, it says it's going to bounce back out now. Oh, it's
so close. Right, I'll go and get his prizes.
Here we go. Come on. There you go. Oh, that's the one. That's even better, isn't it? Look at that.
And he can't even say I was putting him off because I was out of the way. But
that is literally dead centre there, mate. I'll take that. That's the cup winner. That one. There you go.
He's won the cup. He's won the tote bag. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my mum, my dad, everybody that believed in me right from the start. It's been hard, but the postman's always believed in me as well. My wife, my children, my grandchildren. Thank you so much, Al. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I was hoping to keep them. I haven't got that many, so I was like... But anyway, but honestly, massive thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much, mate. It's been a pleasure.
I've still got a few more things for you.
Okay,
stay there.
Okay. Oh dear. Oh mate, look at that.
This is it. He knows he's living large. He's got the white shades now.
One of the crew. Let's have a look at this.
Get them specs on. Let's check them out. Yes.
Oh yeah.
The White Shades crew, you remember, everyone who comes on the podcast gets a pair of these. I'm also giving you a Straight Outta Weston pen, so when you're writing your lyrics down, and I hear new songs, I can think, do you know what? He might have wrote that with this pen.
I think in my next song I might write a line that says Straight Outta Weston.
Yeah, I think you should.
I haven't got my real glasses on, so I can't actually see that it says...
That's alright, it does say Straight Outta Weston.
There you go, perfect.
I hope you like key rings, because I've got you Straight Outta Weston.
Mate, you're spoiling me.
I know. I look after my guests. If you guys take the time to come on my podcast, I know you're very busy. The least I can do is give you a couple of key rings. This is a bottle opener, and also this little tab there is for cans, so you don't break your nails.
So that'll be opening bottles of J2O.
Yeah.
Or alcohol-free pop.
Yeah, cool. And then another Straight Outta Weston logo key ring as well.
Mate, this is going all over social media. Thank you so much.
That's
mate.
not a problem.
Really
No, thank you guys for watching. We have got this podcast is blowing up at the minute, and you know I couldn't do this without your support and also the support of my sponsors. So I'm going to say a massive shout out to my sponsors. Thank you guys for watching. Press that like button.
Keep supporting this guy. Keep supporting him. He's doing well. He's doing amazing.
Keep supporting me. Smash that follow button. Give us a like. But thank you, honestly, everyone who watches. And thank you to these wonderful businesses who support me. See you on the next one.
Cheers for now.
Bye.
Straight out of Weston, shout to the town. Weston-super-Mare, where we hold you down. High energy vibes, we wearing the crown. Podcast kings, no need to frown. Weston-super-Mare, dropping gems, no frontin'. Speaking on the real, keep it thumping. 15 seconds, got the beat pumping. Hit play, now we always up to something.